Astronomicon 3, are you ready for some Haunted High-Ons? Make some noise! Sitting up on that dais, please welcome James from the Riff.
What's going on, Astronomicon? You guys having a good time? Yeah, hold on, I gotta pull this mic out of the stand. I'm not used to the stand thing. Here we go. You gotta rest it on my chin. All right, guys. Thank you all so much for coming to the panel. I am James from Dave and Chuck the Freak on 101 WRIF, a friend of the Juggalo community, friends with Twiztid and the Magic Ninja guys. I'm honored to be here to moderate. That's a fancy word for this seat that I have. I'm the moderator for this Haunted High-Ons panel. So thank you all so much for being here. And what we're going to do is we're going to talk a little bit about the comic, the evolution of the comic, how the comic got put together, and where it might be going kind of in the future. So, like, if you guys ever sat around and wondered, like, how much did these guys have to smoke to decide they want to be ghost hunters, chase the supernatural, you know, that kind of thing? It's kind of, how much did they have to smoke, literally. But what we're going to do, like, instead of just imagining how much they had to smoke, we're going to bring them out. We're going to talk to the guys from Twiztid and Dirk Manning, the writer of the comic. So, without any further ado, Astronomicon, make some noise for Detroit's the demented duo, Jamie Madrox, Monoxide, Twiztid, and also Dirk Manning, everybody. What's going on, guys? Oh, no, you gotta sit down,
Right here. I'm sitting on the other, no, I'm sitting over here. Okay, I'm gonna sit here.
Yeah, there's chaos with the
It is
seats.
completely chaos with the seats.
Chaos in the seats.
A well-rehearsed
You're nervous.
operation, as you can see.
It's okay. Monoxide's a little bashful. It's okay, it happens.
Monoxide's having a moment right now.
Yeah, he's having a moment. It's okay.
He
How you feeling
spoke
back there?
so much yesterday at our panel.
He's feeling a little bit better. Make some noise for Monoxide. Get him to come out. Yeah. You might have to get a little louder because I think he's still hiding.
He's here.
I can feel his hot breath on the back of my neck.
There he
Need some
is.
room?
There
Scooch
he
over
is.
here.
You only got 100 bends left. Be careful.
My man, there he is. Yes. Big things afoot.
It's like people knew to be here.
We told them.
Thank you guys for coming, because we could have did 100 other things, and you're here, so thank you.
Yes, thank you.
It's the power of the internet
Take that
and
pic.
social media. They got the message.
That's to show my mom that people actually like show up.
I'm not mad.
This is real.
Yes. Yes.
Hi.
So obviously we're here to talk Haunted High-Ons. So I'm sure a lot of people wondering, like, how did you guys hook up with Dirk? How did you guys get in, touch with Source Point Press to create the series? It premiered at one of the biggest conventions, the New York Comic Con, back in 2017. And now you've gone through, you started a Kickstarter and all that stuff. Why don't you guys talk a little bit about, like, how you guys kind of got the idea, for the comic going?
Yeah, you guys want to take it up to like going to Kickstarter, and then I'll volley?
I was gonna let him talk because I've said it before. I like hearing his voice.
Yeah.
We met Dirk through Gary,
I was gonna say talk about Gary.
Yeah.
right? Gary is a powerhouse, a behind-the-scenes kind of guy, and him and George had a relationship. Gary introduced us to Dirk. Dirk is like, we should do something together. George asked, do you guys have any ideas? And I gave him this idea of these two guys that run a fucking dispensary that are sham ghost hunters, and then they actually run into something that happens, and he liked it, Jamie liked it, and then he started sending us sketches, and it was crazy, man, it was really happening.
I just want to say, I want to tag in for 1 second. When they sent us the sketches at first, we were blown away because that was like the biggest thing initially. You're like, how is somebody going to capture? Again, I always say capture. You say capture the essence. I stole it from you, but nevertheless, you always wonder how someone's going to capture you. Is it going to be you? If you look at it, are you going to see yourself? And when we seen those, I think that's when shit got real for me.
Yeah,
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, and I want to tag in too real quick, because what's interesting is when this came around and knowing that it was going to be based on your likenesses, I write, I don't draw, and Gary Reed, who he's always with us in our heart.
Rest in peace.
And he was a Michigan guy, man, and he brought this together. But I had a pair of artists I knew in Italy who I met through the internet, and they were phenoms. Mariana Pescosta, Alessandro De Forcini. They're amazing.
Hell yeah.
And by the way, I'm going to get this out right now. Mary and Alessandro said, hello, everyone. But They
she's
cannot.
pregnant.
They
Hello, everybody.
They talk like this.
They talk like this.
No.
Real Italian.
They are I'm Italian. too,
Yeah.
I say
Is someone live streaming this, by the way? Do we have a live stream out there somewhere? All right. Send this to me because if you could do. In fact, can you do me a favor? Can you stand up real quick? All right. Turn around. Get the crowd.
Show
No,
them.
And we got a
Shake
big
your
announcement.
booty.
All right, now hold on. Mary and Alessandro are not here. Oh, no, stay in the crowd. Thank you.
He's like,
We got you. I promise I'm not going to let you hang.
Got you.
Mary and Alessandro are not here because they are about to welcome their first Bambino into the world.
Yeah.
So if you could give them,
congratulations.
if we could give them a big 1, 2, 3, whoop, whoop, 1, 2, 3.
Whoop, whoop.
So we love you, Mary. We love you, Alessandro. So they're very sorry they couldn't be here today, but flying 7.5 months pregnant.
Understandable. I think it falls under
She's
the
like, I
understandable
am so
category.
pregnant, you know. but I met them through the internet, and I talked to them about like 2 or 3 different projects, like Hope and some other stuff, and everything they did was so good, but it didn't feel right. You know, I mean, they're phenomenal. They're powerhouses. So then when Gary Reed came to me about this thing and said, you know, when we talked about this at previous panels about doing this, and I was like, I got to find an artist to capture your guys' likenesses. So, and I think we talked about this before, but if not, those of you haven't heard this, you guys were playing at a concert somewhere, and it was on the tour bus. The night before, it was like 12 hours ahead of time. You know, Italy's a different time
I'm
zone.
gonna tag. Is that when you were creepily hanging out and studying our mannerisms?
No, that was the first time.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's like
so-
I'm like what the fuck
called
is
research.
Dirk doing? He's like, don't worry about me. Act like I'm not in the room. I'm like, it's kind of hard. You're sitting in the middle of the room staring at everybody.
I was in a corner, thank you. Yeah. It's like this
Taking
guy.
creepy notes. Jamie does this. Paul does this. I'm like,
All right.
Jamie
working with the
phones,
cops.
Well,
12
it was like,
times a
yeah,
day.
and it was like Jamie, I had like 50 notes. Paul was like,
I did. ... Yeah. It's true. Hey.
He's the
Very quick,
mysterious
very
rebel.
straight to the point.
Yeah, right. Just I'm like kind of looking at each other for a while. But then that was the first time. And then I got hold of Mary and Alessandro, and I was going to come see you guys in here in the D. And I said, I need a character sketch to show these guys what you're capable of. So those first initial character sketches, which we'll have to put those out, maybe like
We
release
really
those on
should.
social.
We should post those. Yeah.
She did those, she was like within 12 hours, and she got those to you guys. So when I came onto the bus with you, I was at Kinko's that night, or not Kinko's, Office
them out
Max.
and getting them in
Literally,
color and
Office Max.
stuff,
I'm
yeah.
like, I need these on nice glossy print. And gave them to you guys on the bus.
I appreciate
We
your
were like,
integrity
oh,
for
shit.
professionalism. He just didn't want to be like here on the phone. He's like here.
Right, here you go.
He knows we're a hands-on kind of people.
Yeah, but I
absolutely-
think that's what, in my opinion, that's what sealed the deal with you guys. When you saw that she could represent your likeness so well.
I don't want to speak for him, but I'm saying, yeah, for me, like when I seen the pictures, like I had faith in you. Like I knew like the writing would be strong. But we've done comic books in the past, and the art didn't match the storytelling didn't match the art, and it was just like pretty much a hot mess every time. So when all the elements were in line and together, it was legitimately the perfect storm, and I think that's what made the good shit.
Yeah,
I was just the opposite.
I was just the opposite.
I was just the opposite. I'm like, how is he gonna capture me in Madrox? Like, just because we.
You mean
it's
in the,
not
you mean in the
something we
writing?
had-
You mean
were
in the
sold on her
writing?
drawing.
Yes,
You just weren't sold on
absolutely.
his art.
No,
Because it was your idea. Like you said, the story was your idea, so you're the one I had to win over there. I just
Yes,
had to make Jamie look
absolutely.
good, and he was happy.
Right.
Yeah, I'm super vain. As long as I look
No,
good.
and it wasn't just how you wrote. It was your ability to work with us and understand certain nuances that make me and him, and you captured it without having to write 650 pages with no
I was
pictures.
gonna say, which is not an easy task with keeping it into the minimal words that he uses. It's
Right,
That's the
absolutely.
true power. And
But you could have
Less is more.
really gave us about it, like, no, this is how it's got to be, and you weren't. You understood where we were coming from, and that right there is why we are still.
together and working, like we
Absolutely.
allowed you, like we felt trust and we allowed you. You were like, let him direct. Just step back, real
Right,
slow.
because
like
if we
your
can't let
ass is
it go,
dependent
then
on
it's
it.
like it's no point in doing it. We have to have a trust in you.
Well, and we volley it back and forth and stuff. Like I'll do an outline, give it to you guys. You look it over
Absolutely.
and
For
stuff.
sure.
Like that.
Yep.
Well, speaking of trust, let's talk about. We had the miniseries, right? Sold out everywhere in comic shops. So thank all of you.
Thank you, guys.
I'm gonna tell you guys straight up, and I'm gonna keep it straight 100. I was at the Diamond Retailer Summit, and Diamond is the distributor of comic book. They distribute to comic book shops throughout the country. And I give Travis McIntyre, editor-in-chief, big credit for this. He was brave enough to put me up there on stage And I had
I'm
5.
clapping for you. Thank you.
Travis, stand up. Face it. Give him a.
Don't make him stand. You're making
Yeah, yeah,
you're
yeah.
making
Take your
him
shirt off.
uncomfortable. Yeah.
Show him your back piece.
This guy.
He quick got a picture.
Yeah, he did. This guy.
Good call.
I got 5 minutes to get up in front of all the comic book store owners in the country, and I said I need to dedicate about 90 seconds to Haunted High-Ons in this 5 minutes because I knew. I mean, we know, it's like, oh, a book on a band, blah blah blah, and I got up there in front of retailers across the country, and I said, this book is dropping, and I said, Juggalos buy comic books. And I said, not only that, I said, people are going to figure out how good this book is. Not because I wrote it, because it just clicks.
Yes.
And it works. And I said, I promise you, order this book. And some did.
That's awesome.
And they were really happy. And some didn't. And they're the ones that have been coming at us ever since.
Yeah,
That
suckers.
book sold out every issue. They're gone. Thank you. You represented. You went out to the comic shop. But then we had a problem. Because they were sold out. And I had this idea, and I said, all right. I said, Jamie, Paul, here's the thing, man. We got a dedicated audience here. And I said, we could eventually put together a trade paperback and stuff like that and release it in the market. And we're going to run into that same thing. People are going to be like, oh, it's a Twiztid book. We don't know what this is. It's not spandex. So I said, we don't have a spandex book. We're still fighting an uphill battle on
Stop.
it.
Can I tag in?
Yeah,
What you mean by spandex is he means superheroes, capes and cowls. That's what he means. He's not. So just.
Not
Not
like,
everybody
not,
Comic Cons.
Yep.
Some of you guys are virgins.
not
you know,
like,
what's-
not like
we're
a,
good.
yeah, not a GIMP book.
No. I think of spandex. I think of ding, ding, ding.
That's
and
what
it's
I was
gone on
thinking
we
when you
have,
said- I was
standing in a
like,
puddle
wait
of
a minute.
piss in his own blood.
I don't think we wore spandex.
It wasn't a professional
I'm
wrestling
with you.
book.
I'm with you. I'm sorry. Go ahead, my friend. I'll be quiet.
No, I appreciate that. Thank
I'm
you.
trying to-
I mean, the lingo. We're
I
translating.
didn't know what the fuck you were talking about.
He did. See, I got
I'm
you.
sitting here
bro.
like,
I
when
got
the
you.
fuck did we wear spandex?
No. I see.
Wait a minute.
We are a team, my friend.
This
Not
is
good,
why it
thank you.
works.
James is just like this. Is
Thank you.
fucking
Well, I got no issues with spandex, so.
I knew that.
It was
Again.
we're announcing the Twiztid hair metal band with all the spandex and
Man, yes.
but no, because it wasn't a superhero book, we knew we'd have an uphill battle, and I said to you guys, and I want your honest reaction to this. I said, what if we take it to Kickstarter?
And I was like, hell no.
I was like, no, too. Like, be honest. Like, we were like, wait, no.
Everything we had heard with the Kickstarter stuff, it just seemed to us like there was a scam behind it. We just didn't trust it. And we would have to relinquish control, which, if you know us, that is the hardest thing.
We are very controlling.
Right.
You
We
manage
try
your
to
brand
protect
well.
you guys from all the ugliness that you could be a part of in the music business.
Mm-hmm.
We try to keep you straight from that. So it took a long time for Kickstarter to really figure their shit out and Dirk to really sell us on that idea.
I was going to say, can I say the part?
Do it. Be 100.
I want to be real. I was going to say, I just wanted to ask if it's okay, like, because I don't want it to come off weird, but the being 1 million, I didn't want it to come off like when I associate Kickstarter, I think that maybe you don't have the funds to make your dream a reality. So people second guess
But
you.
Rob
because
Zombie of Kickstarter, like everybody does that shit.
People will say, it's pandering or it's this or that. But when we really got to know what it was and how it came and really powered the machine that
We
is,
were like, wow.
and seeing how many people were out there and wanted to actually be a part of this.
Right.
Just
You
the
know what I
shit
mean? Like,
that you
literally
could
opening
do
the
for
doors
the
and-
campaign
Yes.
was like, wow, okay, this could be
Because-
really
So
something.
it literally made us eat our words. I'm being real. It did, because we went, and that's a true testament of not knowing what the hell you're doing and knowing it, and
Well, and what happens, like my side of it, is a guy who doesn't do hair metal spandex books or, for the most part, superhero stuff.
Fair enough.
Being a horror guy, I found going to Kickstarter was a way over the years for me to help get my books out directly to people. Not that you ever want to usurp comic shops, but it's a bottom line.
Right.
I want to be able to offer the comic shop like a standard trade paperback,
Sure.
but my people can get like a real nice hardcover,
Right.
and leather bound,
And that's when it starts
gold
getting
gilded
cool.
pages.
Right. Yeah,
So
yeah.
we had a lot of conversations about this because in music, you're right. It's like we don't have money to record an album, so you're shaking a tin can and give us money.
Right, or they
yeah, that's-
Kickstarter and you never see the project. They just
Yes.
took your fucking
Right.
money.
that too. Like, they never see the light of day, and you're like, so
Like,
a lot
no.
of people are standoffish about getting in bed with something that they may not know what.
And that wasn't for us. That was more for you
What's in
guys.
the box?
This is the book that's going to
Damn.
be in comic shops soon.
I'm clapping. I ain't never seen it. It's my first time seeing it. Let me see it.
This is the hardcover
Oh my God.
that we unlocked.
Wow.
That's going to be in doctors' offices across America.
If you didn't back the Kickstarter, you don't get that hard. You know, I'd like to drop something on you guys every panel.
You do, right. You do.
You didn't
We
see you're gonna
unlocked-
drop it on me here, though.
We unlocked, what was like 14 stretch goals on that hardcover.
And me and Madrox are like, if we get to 2, dude, I guess we're doing pretty good. But
Right. And then it got to the point where like everyone was backing it so hard and your guys' faith in the project that it was like recorded a song.
A song.
yeah, it went.
I mean, a book plate signed by everybody. The hardcover. I mean, hold that up. Just
You got character
look at that
drawn
wrapper, like,
in
open that
there?
up all the way. It's
Yeah,
fine.
man.
It's
I don't
okay.
want to crack the spine.
No, man,
It's like,
it's
yeah, a true collector. Supposed
Look
to
at
be like
that.
a true collector. I don't want to crack the spine. You got to pinch the spine and then.
But
flip
look at that.
like
Look at that wrapper cover.
That's how comic book collectors read their books. Got to keep
Yeah.
that spine
Look at
taut.
Yeah, look at this. The inside first 2 pages there. Look at that.
God, dude.
Show that out to everybody, man. Show that everybody. If you didn't back the Kickstarter, you don't get this.
Look at this shit. Look at
Right.
this shit. Like, it's just so cool, the attention to all the detail and just everything that literally they said it was going to be. It is.
Yeah, we added
It's
like
just
bonus pages to it and stuff like that and all
blown
that.
away,
but-
man. And this is all because of you guys. Don't. Seriously, thank you.
Wow,
Thank
that's
you.
Yeah,
fucking
so thank
awesome.
you.
You guys did that.
No, this was all, I mean, and here's the thing
Fucking
too,
nuts.
and we had conversations about this, and I said, when we kind of got on board with it, I said, here's the thing that people don't understand about Kickstarter. Part of it looks like you're panhandling, which if you do it wrong, you are. We wanted to offer all of you the most deluxe product possible. But the flip side is, and we had a very real conversation, I said, but here's the thing.
We did.
We're putting it on Front Street. And if we put this out there and only 5 people buy in,
It is what it is.
it is what it is. And I begged you, I'm like, please just trust me on that. We'll be okay.
And we did.
Well,
We
and you did.
Because,
And you did.
and
Because
that was the
reality could have kicked in.
thing. Yes. And the thing is everyone can see. You can't fudge the numbers. You can't say,
Right.
oh, well, we had way more than you thought we had. No. It clearly shows pledges, blah, blah, blah. So there's no fake in the books. There's no,
pretty
selling,
transparent.
snake oils and no BS.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
But no, so thank you guys.
Thank you. No,
and
seriously,
because,
thank
I mean,
you. Like,
thank
I
all
want
of
to
you.
pass. Can we pass it around? Is that cool?
It'll
You don't
never
want-
make it back,
He said,
so
I don't
we-
want them touching it. Yes, it would never make it
But
back.
look at
I
that.
have eyes.
Whoever
on it.
took that goddamn Kevin Eastman backdrop, fuck your mother.
I have.
Paul barely gave it back
Yeah.
to you.
$100 if somebody finds it.
Yeah.
But no, these are
Yeah.
we actually, and again, big props to Source Point Press.
Yes.
Put these on an airplane to show them to you at this panel. So thank you.
Thanks, Trav.
Absolutely.
And
Thank you guys, man, for real.
So that was your first question. Sorry, what was your second one?
Oh, let me catch up on my notes.
Damn.
Yeah, no, that was great. So, with you guys being apprehensive to get the Kickstarter going, were you surprised to? Because I believe you guys got it like over 300% funded over the goal, correct?
Yeah.
About
Yeah.
300%, yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, blown away.
We were
I'm telling you.
scrambling to come up with like other stretch goals and stuff, you know.
Because we never really foreseeably saw it going past a certain level, and when it blew past that level, it was like reality kicked in. And it was like,
What was your guys' reactions? We get funded in like a day.
When he hit me, like, after the weekend, he was like, we're good. I was like, get the fuck
I
out
just
of
remember
here.
getting the,
What?
the text from Dirk being like, who told you this would happen? And I was like, you know what? Fuck you.
No, we're
All right,
not-
so I'm
we're
just-
right.
And I'm like, I love you. You're right. You know, like I had to get
Is
my
when
fucking-
George
I
is like...
forgot I did that. I'm sorry.
And you know what? It's okay. You were entitled to it because you were right.
George
you were
said,
right, sir.
we got to think up more shit.
Yeah.
That's what that- yeah.
That's
That
when I was
the
like, you gotta
conversation
fucking
happened, and
joke
then
with me.
That's when it got into a realm of a whole new level of realism.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It was just like stacking. and
We saw the
stacking.
power of Kickstarter, man. We saw that you guys, whatever you want to make happen, you can fucking make it happen, and we love you for that.
It's true, yeah, hell yeah. I can't
Yeah.
wait for you guys to start getting the books. We need to do a campaign with that too, like when they actually get their stuff to like hit social media, so everybody.
Right.
It'll be another Kickstarter where you have to pay $2 to receive your book.
Now that's
Like,
that's
when
the
you get it,
music,
you can
man.
open
You're
it
right.
up and
That's
show
the evil music business.
All right, come on, man.
We protect you. We put you guys in a
Evil
bubble.
bastard.
I swear to
Evil
God, man.
bastards.
No, but they're on their way, and I know and again, props to Travis at Source Point.
you, man,
Got
for real.
those on an airplane from China just for this moment, just to drop them.
Right, because I imagine comic books are like CDs or like bands. You know, there's a million fucking comic books.
It's true.
And somehow we got the right people to believe in us. And that's what it was, is Travis believed in us. He didn't give a shit about our band. He looked at that book. He looked at our, like how we are as people,
Yep.
our marketability, and he was like, that's a winner, man. And we were still like, oh, all right, we'll see.
Seriously. Because that was the thing, like, even when he said that the other day, like, that was real as shit when he was saying that. He's like, I didn't really give a shit about their following or whatever.
Right.
He's like, I'm most concerned with putting out a quality book because that's what I do. Music, that's what the fuck you do. Then now you're in my realm, and it's got to be top shelf.
You're in our house.
That's how you won us over. The integrity is humongous with us, in the fact that you were
On point.
so much integrity
Like
in
the
everything you do. Perfect match, bro. Thank you.
You know, and while we're giving shout outs,
Yeah.
you know, when I started this book, we did a one shot originally because, again, we needed to kind of get to know each other.
Test the waters.
Test the water. We did the New York Comic Con exclusive. Tickets for New York Comic Con were sold out before we even announced you guys being there. We had a
Yes.
line. Same thing we did San Diego with Haunted High-Ons.
Right, to
Tickets
have a
were
line
sold
at
out
those
before we even
things.
announced you guys there.
It's like there's Luke Skywalker and fucking B. Arthur from Golden Girls and all this shit. And there's goddamn 200
And then-
people in the line for Haunted
For
High-Ons.
Haunted High-Ons.
Blown away.
And when it became evident what a project this was going to become, I wanted to bring in an expert, knowing the ideas we had of how far to take this book. And I've worked with a lot of very good editors. And Drina Joe. Now people probably won't see you because you're short, but stand up anyway.
Bang, bang, bang.
Stand. That's
She was
not.
like, I am
stand
not
up.
standing up.
You probably still won't see
They
her.
might not see her still, right?
You know, you are one of the best editors I've ever had the pleasure of working with, and your dedication to the book and the fact that you can keep us three in line. I think of San Diego,
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
the general,
She
the
was
general.
the general. It was like, hey, look, stay with the pack. You'll get left behind. I'll leave you.
Yep.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, yeah. Whoop, and here we all.
We're like walking around.
It was like a prison walk. Grab my belt loop.
Stay behind the gun line or you will be shot. Like,
Yeah.
okay, yes,
Yeah.
I'm inside the gun line. Like,
Right. It was crazy. And that
She
was
may
it.
be short in height, but she is a fucking powerhouse. And
Yeah.
what she
And your
wants to get
knowledge.
done, she gets
and,
done.
And in an industry where women don't get nearly enough cred, your street cred puts all of us to shame.
Right.
So
Damn.
thank
She is
you.
gangster.
Thank
bang.
you for keeping us in line. Thank you for making the book better.
Keeping it
Thank
on
you
track.
for everything you do. I
Yes.
mean, it is. We appreciate you very much in the voice that you lend to the books, to the current book, as well as things that lie ahead.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, ahead they lie.
Yeah.
I wanted to say something. It was really quiet. I get awkward when it's quiet.
I'm good. All right, so talking about the comic, so if you go from the process of conception to creation, working with Dirk, working with Source Point Press, working with the Italians, is this kind of like the usual path that would be gone down to create a comic, or is this kind of done in a bit of a different manner?
Well, I'm pretty fierce in regards to like doing creator-owned work, you know, because you have so many hours in a day, and I mean, don't get me wrong, there's been like things here and there where you do like work for hire, where someone hires you to play with their toys.
Right.
And we talked about this before, you know, before I got into the comic book writing, I was into music journalism. And I used to cover this band out of Detroit you may have heard of called ICP. And they had a band that they brought in that they knew called House of Crazies. And I knew, yeah, you know, so you guys didn't know me.
No, we didn't.
You guys
I
know who they
know
are?
you.
Yeah.
At this point,
I had
we
long
didn't know
hair,
that.
I was skinnier.
I want
but
pics.
When
we want pics. We want pics. We want pics.
You won't get them.
Trita
you
has
won't
them.
get
Trita has them. Yes. No, go ahead.
For your birthday, I will
All
send
right.
you a
Okay.
pic.
Okay. Fair enough.
Well, there's an object to put in the stretch goal for another future Kickstarter.
There you
The
go.
pics.
Long hair Dirk.
Yeah.
Top shelf, James. Well played,
Yeah.
James.
Well, let's be honest. ICP kept you guys so far in the background, you'd be a blur anyway. So.
That's why I took my shirt off.
So anyway, am I wrong? All right. So
We
anyway,
shine through anything, my friend. That's what real juggalos do.
There it is.
I need
So-
a Zoloft, like right now.
You're fine. You're
I
fine.
need a fucking Zoloft.
Hold on.
You're fine.
I just need a second. Hold on.
Oh God. Oh.
I feel like I'm
So,
literally
no.
looking at the floor.
But,
Talk
my,
amongst yourselves.
but to be real, I
The
knew you.
Italians.
I saw you guys then. I knew how hard you worked. When 20 years later, almost, or 15 years later, when Gary Reed said, "I've got this band I want you to do a comic with," and I said, "Who?" And he goes, "Twiztid." And he goes, "I know you're a metal guy. You're not a hip hop guy." I started laughing. I said, "Yeah, that's fine." And he goes, "What? What?" I said, we're good, Gary. Don't worry about it. I'll talk to Twiztid. That's fine. And it wasn't until this show.
Did you know that House of Crazies had become?
Oh yeah.
Okay, I'm asking shit. I don't know. That's awesome. So then that's why you were like, oh, I'll talk.
I'm like, we can.
We'll
I
have a
can
little
talk. I can talk to those guys.
Right on.
Yeah, So it was one of those things where, I like to mainly work on creator-owned work and things like that. But I knew you guys, who you were way back then. I followed your career trajectory, and I said, these are good, honest dudes. They've broken out. They're doing their own thing. They treat every one of their fans right. They treat everybody right. I love your music anyway. Even though I'm a metal guy, good is good. So that's when Gary was kind of like, now listen, they're not a heavy metal band. And I'm like, dude, I go, who is this?
Heavy focus on the heavy metal band.
Because he's like, I know. Gary had like Gary Reed had I love him, but he had like the flattest affect. He's like, no, this is not a heavy metal band. And I go, well, who is it?
Right.
He goes, they wear makeup. I'm like, okay. And he goes, their name is Twiztid. And I was like, okay, yeah, we're good. Well, I'll talk to him. We're good. And because I respected the hustle that you guys were doing literally from the ground up and clawing through and breaking through and then breaking off to do your own thing. Because again, not to get into the weeds on stuff, not to get into politics, but this was shortly after a lot of change. You guys were going through a lot of changes in your career trajectory.
Absolutely.
And I saw that and I said, you know what? If these going to build out this brand and stuff like that, let's make a run. And bringing in Mariana and Alessandro, the Italians, to do that stuff, it was the right thing. Again, I could have put them on one of my own projects. I could have found one.
Yeah.
But it was the right thing for you guys, and I am exceptionally proud of this book. I'm exceptionally proud of our relationship. I was exceptionally proud to take you to Source Point and then sell this book to Travis and say, look, man, here's the thing. This could have gone a whole different direction with different publishers.
Absolutely.
There's no question about it.
And so this was a
Thank you
really
guys for
neat
respecting
process.
our brand. Thank you guys
the
for making
planets
it
aligned,
fresh.
Thank all you guys.
so to speak. Like everybody is put in a position of success, and that's what I love. A lot of businesses fail because I believe people put other people in positions of failure. Like, you're good at merch, but you're gonna go run a stage, and you're good at a stage, but you're gonna go do lights. And I think we have the perfect players at every position. And that works.
And
That's why it all works.
like I said, the miniseries blew up, the Kickstarter blew up. I'm really excited about the next steps on this and things like that.
Me too.
Yup.
All right, so Twiztid, you guys are busy. You guys have a lot going on with Magic Ninja Entertainment. You guys are writing new music. You guys are going on tour. You're hosting a podcast, Ashtrays and Action Figures, new merch designs. You're working to make Astronomicon bigger and better every single year, which I think you've been very, very, very successful at. And now you're comic book characters. How do you guys find the time to keep fitting new projects in? There's only so many hours in a day. Like, how do you make it happen?
We bought holograms of ourselves.
Nice.
And you're really not talking to us right now. We're sitting up in our room
Really?
smoking.
Yeah.
We got the real deal right here. No hologram.
He said it just digitizes after you
It's
touch
just
them.
passion, man. It's for them. It's to look out in their face and see that pride, to see that smile, and see that fucking we belong to something. It's all them. It ain't me and him.
True. Every day that we're able to wake up, man, is another day that we try to further and push Twiztid along.
Absolutely.
Because we've seen what such an effect it's had on everybody. So I'm a firm believer that if it had that effect for other people, it'll have that same effect for everyone else. So if, for example, you had the cure for cancer, why would you squander it? Why wouldn't you share it with everyone? If it was that special and it saved you, share it with people.
Right.
So.
So along with like working on these different projects and having, like you had said, the right people in the right places, you guys have to kind of learn to trust the pros a little bit, right? Was it hard for you to kind of let go of a little bit of that control?
Hell yeah. What's wrong?
What?
No, control is everything with me and Mad Rocks, because so many people have claimed that they have our best interest at heart, and then at the end of the day, we just end up getting fucked and fucked and fucked to the point where we're like, nobody will dictate anything except me and him, because we're the only ones that truly know what we want to do and what's right for us.
We will always have our best interest at hand.
Absolutely.
Always.
So that's how we became these control freaks.
It's
like
true.
From designing a fucking t-shirt to designing websites.
It's a fan, I'm sorry.
Oh,
it's
nice.
hot as shit up here. I'm sorry. We're melting. But no.
Paul's giving the most impassioned speech I ever heard.
Right,
him
I don't
say.
give a fuck.
I'm sorry.
Let's wrap this fucking thing up.
What was
I
happening?
don't want to fucking be here. Let's go. Let's go.
Paul,
Ask me what was
I'm vibing with you. I feel you. But no, but you're right. And that, again, that was one of the things for me of working with you guys was you're not, I can say this with complete sincerity.
Jesus Christ.
All right, turn it on.
A little bit of a breeze. It feels good.
And the breeze is beautiful.
Just circulating the air a little bit.
Do you want to sit by the fan over there?
That's fine. Go ahead, bro.
So,
You're good.
no, but I mean, the fact that with you guys, it was never about cashing in. This was not a vanity project. You guys are not the first band to ever have a comic book. You surely will not be the last band. You're not the last band I've worked with that done a comic book. But this was not a cash grab for you. It was about creating a cool thing that people that like what you like will have the chance to enjoy. And I can't stress that enough. It's authentic. And wherever this goes next, Haunted High-Ons exists. Which, by the way, people keep asking me, what's a Haunted High-On?
A haunted high-on is a person that smokes a shitload of weed and goes and looks for ghosts. Real simple.
I'm with that.
All right, 'cause
Dot,
people
dot,
keep
dot.
asking me, and I'm like, ask Paul.
Yes,
I mean, I
it's
guess
an
you could
ass
think
ball.
that you're possessed yourself, but no, that's what it means.
Is the title of the comic, was that your idea?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah, now that I think about it, yeah.
Right. I still haven't looked who came up with Felicia. I got to look that up. We talked about like 2 years ago. A little side note. The ghost.
No, I thought that was you.
What? I can't remember. I
Yeah.
got to look.
Looking at it because
Was it?
originally? Because that's what we thought that was cool that you brought to it.
Okay.
Because his
Yeah,
original-
absolutely.
His original template.
Right,
had
because you
just
guys
me
were in the
and
dispensary just doing this, and I said, you know what? We need a little.
Yep.
We
That
need.
may
We need.
have
We
been-
need a
That
straight
worked.
Yeah, no, that may have been our first question. We were like, but why? And then we started thinking about it, and we're like, Lionel had snarf, and
Yeah, we were kind of like.
Not that the female character in the
No,
book
God
is the
damn it! That's not what I said. I'm not talking anymore. Turning my words against me.
But it was again, it was that integrity of the brand. I said, I want to add a third character.
It broke. It gave someone, like you said, it gave us someone to play off of so
Right.
that we can show our personalities to. And we didn't understand that because we don't necessarily write stories in that regard.
Right.
The way that he had it planned out was more like done like a theatrical movie.
Yes.
When he
Yeah.
writes, he sees things through like how he would do it in a movie. So that it was so basically how you took his movie adaptation and made it into a comic book form.
Right.
You added extra elements that we.
That
That's why
broadened
you do
it.
what you do, and it worked.
Yeah.
And put Felicia on that first page. You know,
I'm
that
saying.
boom. This is going to be a 3-person book, right off
I
the
love
jump.
it.
You know, so
I love it. It's too good.
maybe that answered your question. I'm not sure.
Yeah, no, perfectly. But no, we're at the point in my notes where there's a bit of a rumor of something that's going on.
Yep.
Should we get to that, or?
I heard there's a couple of bombs dropping today.
Those books weren't it?
What's that?
I thought it was those books.
I think it's even bigger than those
That was my
books.
surprise for you guys.
Damn you, Dirk.
You're welcome. That's how Paul says thank you, by the way.
Thank you, Dirk.
No. You're welcome.
Damn you, Dirk.
So, do we want to do? We want to save the biggest. Well, no. We've been talking about team members. We gonna do that one?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do it.
So I have to admit, guys, I was super happy that after working with you for several years now, that I finally,
Turn
finally
it around.
got.
Show him the nameplate.
So that was pretty dope. And
Here is your starting lineup.
now I'm gonna have to go fight people.
Yes.
But
Put it on.
along with Source Point Press and Travis McIntyre and Drina Joe and Marion Alessandro, who could not be here today, we've added a new person
We've
to our
acquired.
We have. We're very excited about this.
A new person.
Yep.
Some of you may know this person. He was on a panel with us yesterday.
He was.
We would, I guess the best way to announce it is with this photograph option right here.
Yeah.
Mr. Ken Levin.
Levin.
Ken, would you come up here, please?
Yes, please.
Yes.
Come on up, Ken.
Levin.
Yeah.
Now, for those of you who don't know, Ken Levin is the man behind the executive producer of Amazon Prime's The Boys. He's also the executive producer of AMC's Preacher. He's been named one of the most 100 powerful people in comics. He's also the creator of Night Sky Productions. And I'm going to let these guys save the big news that's going to be dropping here in just a couple minutes. But make some noise, everybody, for Ken Levin.
And Kowalski.
Can I just say that's fantastic?
Thank you. Yes, you can say whatever the hell you want to say.
So Ken, you wanna make a big announcement here about Haunted High? Well, here, let's give you this.
Yeah.
And
Here, let's look at your.
Ken,
Nobody knows why we're taking these awesome pictures, but you will in like 3 seconds.
I promise. So Ken, you wanna have a seat there, brother? Yeah. There you go. Ah! Oh shoot.
I fall through the table. Big
So-
Foley.
Ken, as they mentioned, you're executive producer on The Boy. Who here's seen The Boys on Amazon Prime? Preacher on AMC. Talk to us, Ken.
Dirk and I have known each other for a long time. I love his writing. If you want anything in the horror sphere, go see Dirk on the show floor. He's a machine in the nicest sense. He just keeps putting out books and they just get better and better.
Thank
And
you.
going into San Diego Comic-Con, he said, I've got some friends I'd like you to meet. Are you free? They're going to do a concert. And I said, sure. So Kowalski here, who's the president of the company,
Yeah, buddy.
he
Yeah,
said,
he is.
let's do it. We went to the concert, just knocked me out. And then
You were at the concert, the after party for Source Point Press at San Diego Comic-Con. Rocked it all night. I'm going to put those out there. We were hanging out. He shut me down after I'm like, I got to go, Ken. Like 3 hours after the show, he's still going.
We were talking about Grim Jack and good comics from the past, man. It was too good to stop.
at Grimjack, one of my hats is as the publisher of a company called First Comics, which was the first independent comic company when there was just Marvel and DC. One of our early books was John Ostrander and Tim Truman's Grimjack, which you may know. We now have that at Amazon with
I'm with you.
the Russo brothers producing it with Kevin Murphy and Noreen Halpern and me.
The Russo brothers just did the last 2 Avengers movies, for the record.
I think you see where this stuff is starting to go. I
we're
think
going.
you're putting 2
drop,
and 2 together.
Drop,
and
drop
you're
a
starting to
bomb,
see it.
Ken. Drop a bomb.
Drop it.
So Dirk said to me, maybe there's something we could do with the Twiztid comics. And he had sent them to me, and I really liked them. When you're looking for projects, one thing you want is something that you really like, that you can get passionate about, because there's all kinds of things one can do. One thing I like is something that makes me laugh, and that's not terribly easy. And I just think it's
You didn't laugh for the first 4 years I knew you. Jokes I told you.
I thought you didn't like me.
But then one thing you need is, I say, if I'm going to work with people, I have to know that if we're flying from Los Angeles to Chicago, we get stuck in Butte, Montana for 11 hours. I'm not going to want to go in the bathroom and bang my head against the wall until it explodes. You really, it's all about talent, project, and people. And we hung out in the tour bus for, I don't know, 3 years, and you could have knocked me over with a feather. That if you first see Twiztid, who they are and what you see are totally different. They were grounded, they were real people, and my ultimate test, no offense, they weren't dicks. And I can make you a long list of Hollywood people I know.
We'll make that list later.
Yeah.
I think there's a song about it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And so we just started talking. And then recently they said, you know, we'd like to partner up with you. And I couldn't have been more flattered. I can't promise you we're going to get Twiztid on television, but I can promise you we're going to try like hell.
Yeah. So, I guess it's official. The executive producer of The Boys, the executive producer of Preacher, is now our partner moving forward with Haunted High-Ons. Thank you, Ken.
Yeah!
And thank you, Kowalski.
Thank you, Kowalski.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
That just happened.
It's real. We've been kind of like, dating behind the scenes for a while now. And like I said, Ken, just for the record, Ken,
I hear what you said. Like, we've been dating behind the scenes for a while.
yeah, like it's secret. And Ken, again, I just want to say for the record, we were on that tour bus after that San Diego Comic-Con after party for like 4 hours. I don't know how I got back to where I was going afterwards, man. And you were going strong, so much love to you because I was like, oh, we were talking comics and everything else all night.
He's cut from the same cloth as us.
Yeah, we were just going. We were just going.
That's how I know. That's how I know. He's worried about us not being dicks. We seen he was awesome. We gelled right off the get-go. It was good shit, man.
And by the way,
Couldn't be more honored.
before we have our last announcement, too, one other quick shout out. Hey, George, come out here for a second.
Georgie.
Georgie.
This guy. This guy, the amount of work that you put in behind the scenes and all this stuff with me, with Travis, and with Ken and everybody else, I don't think you get nearly enough credit for all you do. So, everybody give a round of applause to George.
Thank you.
He said, take
Thank
it
you
easy.
for all, and thank you, George, for all you do because, again, you are truly one of the good guys. And we tell you that.
Appreciate that.
We tell you that all the time, but we mean it. And I want to tell you publicly, I mean, we talk about the family here in this crew. You are an integral part of that. And I'm pretty sure Ken meant you were not one of the dicks. I'm pretty confident.
Yeah.
He was like,
Now, I want to tell you, when you meet talent, meaning people that are names, the people that people know, the celebrities, if you will, like Twiztid, what you come to learn very quickly is whether or not they succeed, whether or not you can work with them, depends almost entirely on whomever the person is that they trust, that they say, handle this, that does it. And I've worked with a lot, and no shit, George, you're better than any of them that I've worked with in Howard.
oh, yeah.
Thank you.
George. Hell yeah.
We got one more bombshell because I know our time's about where we got to go.
Bang, bang, bang.
Right. I wish you guys could really see all the shit that George does. There's not enough seminars or panels. You guys have no fucking idea. When we left that record label, we left with one fucking thing, him. That's all I wanted. That's it.
So we got one last quick announcement. We've been teasing this a lot. Our time's about up. We got to run. We were going to do a Q&A, but we got something better. How are we going to count this down? I guess a picture's worth 1,000 words, right?
Absolutely.
Let's show them a picture. Can we show them a picture?
I know.
Okay, we got
We going to do this?
I better have clothes on.
Okay, cool. That was
Volume 2 of Haunted High-Ons.
hell yeah.
Okay. Volume 2, The Curse of the Green Book.
It looks all like it's in the bayou.
We're going to New Orleans.
Yeah.
I'm finna have crawdad.
Louisiana.
All of you in this room are getting a copy of that print.
Nice.
We told you we appreciate you. We told you to be here. We meant it. So don't be greedy. Just get one.
Yep. And leave the $5 in the box next to it.
So,
And
but you know what? Here's the other thing, though. We
Oh,
got
is this the
this.
raffle?
We
This is
got
the
this
raffle?
raffle box.
uh-oh.
You get a free print. Come by to our table. See me. See Drina Joe at my table. We're gonna have a $5 raffle ticket. We're all gonna sign this banner Sunday
Somebody's getting it?
at 4:20.
Good timing.
Someone gets that banner.
We're going to
Signed
burn
by
it
all
in
of
front
us.
of you.
We'll do it at the M&E booth Sunday at 4:20. So come by my table. We're gonna have a raffle for that signed
Yes.
banner. You all get a print. Most importantly, thank you guys.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
all.
Thank you. You've made all this possible. Big things are coming. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Get your print. And
We will be on TV.
big things are popping, friends. Big things are popping.
Yeah, man. Let's get one picture of all
Let's
of
get a
us
picture of
together.
us and sign this banner. And thank you.
Astronomicon, get on your feet,
Drina,
please,
Travis,
one time,
come up here. You're part
and
of
make
it.
some more noise. for the team behind the soon-to-be hit television program, Haunted High-On.